Greatness does not always arrive with speed. Sometimes it arrives with patience. Sometimes it arrives with control. James Harden came from an environment where survival required awareness. Compton does not reward recklessness. It rewards composure. It rewards understanding when to move and when to wait. And long before the world knew Harden for slowing the game down, his mind had already learned how to do it. In places like Compton, noise is constant. Pressure is normal. Distraction is everywhere. And when the mind is not disciplined, chaos takes control. Harden learned early that emotional reactions were expensive. They cost energy. They cost focus. They cost opportunity. So he learned to observe instead of react, to think instead of rush, to remain calm while everything around him moved fast. This is where his mental edge was born. James Harden was never the fastest, never the most explosive, never the most physically imposing. And instead of fighting what he was not, he leaned fully into what he was becoming. He understood a truth that most never accept. You do not need to outrun the game if you can control it. You do not need to overpower the moment if you can dictate it. Mental discipline is about choosing leverage over force. While others chased speed, Harden studied timing. While others relied on athletic bursts, he relied on patience. And patience, when paired with confidence, becomes control. The mind that is calm sees options. The anxious mind misses. From an early age, Harden trusted his instincts, not because he was told to, but because he trained them. Instinct is not a gift. It is a skill formed through repetition. The subconscious mind learns through experience. Harden gave it experience in calmness, in decision-making, in trusting the slow moment instead of panicking under pressure. This is why the game always seemed to slow down for him. When the moment feels slow, the mind is in control. When the moment feels fast, the mind is chasing. Harden never chased. As he grew into the league, criticism followed him quickly. His style was questioned, his approach misunderstood. People wanted him to move faster, play differently, look more like what they were used to. But Harden did not allow expectation to override identity. He understood that the greatest danger is abandoning what works for you in order to satisfy others. Mental discipline requires commitment to self. He knew that confidence built on comparison collapses under pressure. So he refused to compare. He refined his footwork, his timing, his decision-making, his ability to manipulate defenders without rushing. Every move was intentional. Every pause was purposeful. This is where control becomes power. The subconscious does not rush. It executes what it believes is safe and familiar. Harden trained his subconscious to see patience as strength, to see hesitation in defenders as opportunity, to see chaos as advantage. This is why defenders always looked uncomfortable, not because Harden moved faster than them, but because he moved with certainty. Certainty disrupts. It forces others to react. Reaction is weakness. Control is dominance. James Harden mastered the mental art of dictation. He dictated pace. He dictated spacing. He dictated outcomes. And when you dictate, you do not need permission. The game adjusts to you. This brings us to the second layer of his mental edge, the power of slow confidence. Confidence does not need urgency. Urgency signals doubt. Calm signals belief. Harden's calm was not laziness. It was trust. Trust in preparation. Trust in skill. Trust in the identity he had already accepted internally. He did not need to prove anything quickly. He knew consistency would speak louder than moments. Slow confidence unsettles opponents because it removes predictability. When a player is rushed, they are readable. When a player is calm, they are dangerous. Harden's calm forced defenders to commit first, and the one who commits first loses control. Control is always mental before it is physical. Harden's isolation game was not selfishness. It was clarity. Clarity of matchup. Clarity of timing. Clarity of trust. He trusted himself in space because he trusted the work that built that confidence. The mind that trusts preparation does not second-guess execution. Second-guessing is the enemy of flow. Flow happens when thought and action are aligned. Harden aligned them by simplifying his mental process. One move, one read, one decision. Overthinking disappears when belief is installed deeply enough. The subconscious loves simplicity. Harden gave it simple, repeatable patterns. and those patterns became automatic. This is why criticism never broke him. It never entered his inner system. He did not argue with noise. He did not defend his style. He let results reinforce belief. Reinforcement is more powerful than explanation. James Harden's mental edge was never about proving critics wrong. It was about proving himself right. Right about his approach. Right about his patience. Right about his belief that control beats chaos every time. The world often mistakes calm for indifference. But calm is focus refined. Calm is emotion disciplined. Calm is confidence stabilized. Harden stabilized his confidence early. He did not allow emotion to dictate his game. He allowed intention to guide it. And intention repeated becomes instinct. This is why the game never sped him up. Because he never sped himself up internally. The mind that moves at its own pace is never rushed by the world. This is the foundation of James Harden's mental edge. Control over tempo. Control over emotion. Control over identity. And when you control these three, the game bends. Control over chaos is the rarest skill in high-level competition. Chaos is loud. Chaos demands reaction. Chaos pulls the emotional mind forward and forces decisions before clarity has time to arrive. James Harden learned something early that separated him from most. Chaos only controls those who agree to move at its speed. Harden never agreed. As his game rose, so did the noise. The criticism became constant. Too slow, too methodical. Too reliant on fouls, too unconventional. And this is where most players lose mental ownership. When labels repeat long enough, they begin to sound like truth. Harden refused to let repetition from the outside override repetition from within. The mind believes what it hears most often. Harden made sure the loudest voice in his life was his own. He did not deny criticism. He simply did not internalize it. There is a difference. Denial is emotional. Discernment is disciplined. Harden practiced discernment. He filtered feedback without letting it shape identity. He understood that feedback can inform adjustments, but identity must remain protected. Protected identity is unshakable confidence. When critics tried to define his game, Harden simplified it internally. Score, create space, control tempo, read reactions. Nothing else mattered. Complexity invites doubt. Simplicity invites execution. Harden chose execution. This is why pressure never rushed him. Pressure exposes internal disorder. Harden had order. Order of thought. Order of routine. Order of belief. And when order exists internally, chaos loses influence externally. He never argued with the narrative. He let repetition speak. Night after night, season after season. The same calm approach. The same patience. The same control. Consistency is the loudest rebuttal. The mind that does not react emotionally cannot be manipulated. Harden could feel the emotion in arenas, the frustration in defenders, the impatience in critics, but none of it entered his control center. He stayed detached without being disconnected. Detachment is power. Detachment does not mean you do not care. It means you care deeply without allowing emotion to hijack clarity. Harden cared about mastery, not approval. Approval shifts. Mastery compounds. The criticism around foul drawing became one of the loudest distractions. And Harden did not fight it emotionally. He understood something deeper. The game rewards awareness. Awareness of space. Awareness of timing. Awareness of human reaction. Harden simply played the game within the rules of reality. Reality is not emotional. Reality is strategic. He recognized that defenders make mistakes under pressure. That impatience creates openings, that control forces reaction, and reaction creates advantage. Harden did not exploit weakness. He revealed it. This is control over chaos. Chaos wants speed. Control wants timing. Harden chose timing every time. Now we move deeper into the subconscious layer of his dominance. The subconscious does not respond to what you say once. It responds to what you show it daily. Harden understood that confidence must be trained beneath conscious thought. This is where routine becomes law. Routine is how belief becomes automatic. Harden's routines were not flashy. They were deliberate, repetitive, grounding. Each repetition reinforced an internal message. I trust this pace. I trust this movement. I trust this decision-making. Over time, the subconscious stopped questioning. It started executing. Execution without hesitation is the sign of subconscious belief. This is why Harden's moves looked inevitable. Not surprising, inevitable, because inevitability is repetition expressed. The subconscious loves familiarity. Harden made his game familiar to himself long before it became familiar to defenders. When familiarity exists internally, confidence stabilizes. You stop forcing outcomes. You allow them. Most players rush because their subconscious is uncertain. Harden slowed down because his subconscious was convinced. Conviction is calm. The routines hardened his belief. The belief stabilized his confidence. The confidence freed his execution. This is the chain. Routine, belief, confidence, freedom. Harden repeated the same mental patterns daily. Stay patient. Stay balanced. Read the defender. Do not rush. And those thoughts sank beneath conscious effort. When pressure arrived, the subconscious took over. This is why big moments never altered his pace, because his pace was not chosen in the moment. It was programmed over time. The subconscious does not rise to the occasion. It reveals the program. Harden programmed patience. He programmed calm. He programmed certainty. This is why fatigue never broke his rhythm. When belief is deep, the body follows. The mind leads the body, not the other way around. Harden trusted that hierarchy. He did not speed up when tired. He simplified. He leaned on what was already installed. This is mastery. The subconscious mind thrives on clarity. Harden removed clutter. No unnecessary movement. No wasted decisions. One read, one move. One outcome. Simplicity sharpened execution. And this is the quiet truth. Harden was never playing fast basketball. He was playing controlled basketball in a fast environment. Control always wins over chaos. This is what separated him. The game adjusted to him because he never adjusted emotionally to the game. This is the subconscious advantage. And now understand this. This is not about James Harden alone. It is about how you move through pressure. Do you rush to prove? Or do you remain grounded in preparation? Do you react emotionally? Or do you dictate calmly? Dictation is power. Say this internally. I move at my own pace. I do not rush clarity. I do not react emotionally. I trust my preparation. I trust my routine. I trust my identity. Chaos does not control me. Noise does not rush me. Pressure sharpens me. My mind is calm. My confidence is stable. My execution is free. I control tempo. I control reaction. I control outcomes. My mindset is my edge. And I dictate the game. Let everything slow now. Let the noise fall away. Let the urgency dissolve. This is where control lives. You are not here to rush. You are not here to react. You are not here to match the pace of chaos. You move with intention. You move with awareness. You move with certainty. You understand something most never learn. Speed is not power. Control is power. You choose when to move. You choose when to wait. You choose when to strike. And because you choose, you are never late. Your mind is calm under pressure. Calm is not weakness. Calm is mastery. You do not panic when the moment grows loud. You do not force when the world demands urgency. You do not abandon your rhythm for approval. You trust your preparation. You trust your repetition. You trust what you have installed within yourself. Every routine you repeat reinforces belief. Every belief you reinforce stabilizes confidence. Every stable confidence frees execution. You do not need to explain your pace. You do not need to defend your style. You do not need permission to play your game. Your game is your identity. Your identity is protected. Your protection is discipline. You do not react emotionally. You respond deliberately. Emotion passes. Discipline remains. When chaos surrounds you, you remain centered. When pressure increases, you slow internally. When expectations rise, you become more grounded. You understand that the mind leads, the body follows, and the world adjusts. You do not chase moments. You let moments come to you. You see what others miss because you are not rushed. You read what others force because you are patient. You dictate because you are calm. You move at your own tempo. Your tempo is never wrong. Your tempo is chosen. Chosen tempo creates advantage. You do not compare paths. You do not borrow confidence. You do not rush growth. Your belief is self-generated. Your confidence is self-sustained. Your execution is self-directed. Criticism does not enter your core. Noise does not shape your thoughts. Opinions do not rewrite your identity. You observe, you filter, You release. Release is power. You conserve energy for creation, not reaction. You conserve focus for execution, not explanation. You conserve belief for mastery, not debate. Your routines ground you. Your habits anchor you. Your discipline protects you. You trust the slow moment. You trust the pause. You trust the read. Because you know this truth. The one who rushes reacts. The one who controls dictates. You dictate. You dictate pace. You dictate space. You dictate outcome. You allow the defender to commit first. You allow the moment to reveal itself. You allow clarity to lead action. You do not hesitate. Hesitation belongs to uncertainty. You are certain. Certainty is quiet. Certainty is steady. Certainty does not announce itself. It simply executes. You do not fear pressure. Pressure sharpens your focus. Pressure confirms your preparation. You welcome responsibility. Responsibility expands you. Responsibility grounds you. You understand that dominance does not always look aggressive. Sometimes it looks calm. Sometimes it looks patient. Sometimes it looks inevitable. Inevitability is repetition fulfilled. You have repeated the work. You have repeated the discipline. You have repeated belief. And now belief moves through you automatically. Your body obeys your mind. Your mind trusts your training. Your training carries you. You do not rush success. You allow it to arrive. You are composed. You are controlled. You are deliberate. Your mindset is not fragile. It is installed. Installed through routine. Installed through discipline. Installed through repetition. And because it is installed, it does not disappear under pressure. You are not moved by chaos. You are not rushed by noise. You are not shaken by expectation. You remain steady. Steadiness is strength. Say this internally now. I move with control. I choose my pace. I trust my preparation. I do not react. I dictate. I remain calm. My mind leads. My body follows. My execution is free. I do not rush clarity. I allow it. I use it. I am disciplined in thought. I am patient in action. I'm confident in identity. Pressure sharpens me. Noise fades from me. Control defines me. My mindset is my edge. My pace is my power. And I dictate the game.